Greetings. Chicken or the egg question. Which came first? Is art a representation of life in general? Or is art designed to manipulate life? This is OTR Ogre and Corgi. Like, link, and subscribe. Share if you want to. Let's get into it. Personally, these days, I think a lot of art that we see is not a representation of life, but simply designed to manipulate. And maybe we could argue it's always kind of been this way. Sometimes art, you could look through the course of history and you could see how horrible the time was, just based on the art or the writing, the literature. These days, I notice this, with the internet, these people that are writing like on these news rags, these leftist news rags, for instance, and what they're writing is designed to have an effect. Things that were considered to be verboten ages ago, like when I was a kid, nobody was openly gay. And if they were some brave motherfuckers. And don't take anything wrong. I don't care whether you're gay or not. It's your life, your business, whatever hole you want to have time with, as long as it's consenting. But to say they haven't changed the culture would be a lie. And cultures are always slowly molding and changing. It's like a clay that gets reshaped here and there. But when I was a kid, people loved America. When I was a kid, people that were socialists and communists knew better than to fucking walk proudly down the streets and burn shit. When I was a kid, the idea of people believing in God wasn't such a ridiculous idea. Like, people still believe in God, but like the power of the church back then versus the power now. So, in some respects, what I've seen over the years is that, for instance, when it comes to the church, the people that walked away from the religion sometimes end up becoming just as religious for something else. Environmentalism. You're constantly being told the earth is ending in 20 years, or 5 years, or 10 years. And then it doesn't happen. But people are still fervently believing this shit. And then the rights people, where it's like, oh, well, somebody puts it in this hole or that hole. And then we got, what about the manipulation of racial incidents? Like, you're telling me that, like, white supremacy is on the rise? Are you fucking kidding me? Okay, Ahmaud Arbery got shot. 3 dipshits were trying to do a citizen's arrest because they'd seen this guy on camera breaking into their homes multiple times. But meanwhile, while they're showing me this and trying to convince me it's the new rise of the Klan, they're not showing me the mountain, the strip mine size of dead bodies where some dude walked in the wrong neighborhood and happened to be wearing the wrong colors and is in the grave. One dude in the grave, maybe one dude in prison, maybe that dude got away, maybe he's a real dude and fucking basically he's done some killing. But they don't tell me about that. They don't want me to see that. They want me to think about that. No, they want me thinking and being angry or activistic for certain things. So to me, it doesn't seem like art is a representation of life. Art is a manipulation of life. And I see this because, like, with back to the gay kind of stuff. They show me this culture where they're like, okay, this is acceptable, gay, lesbian, cool, okay, whatever, cool. Back when trannies were just trannies, it was no big deal. LGBT, no big deal, nobody cared. Now they're trying to get, your young boy, he's actually this, and that you're writing these articles, and then the society manipulates. Manipulated starts becoming it. So even if the story wasn't real, it slowly becomes real. Old timers used to tell me this line, and I'll never forget it. They're like, they're going to make gay marriage a thing, and eventually they're going to make pedophilia and bestiality a thing too. And I said, oh, come on. That's just fucked up. People banging animals and people, fucking screwing children. Like, I'm not talking like someone who's a teenager who actually has gone through I'm talking people talking about real fucking sicko pedos. They're never going to make that normal. And then I see these articles, people pointing out these articles where these people are talking about normalization of these things. Now, I mean, you want to try to normalize someone getting railed by a fucking golden retriever, because they talk about this shit called the dog pill these days, where these white women like being banged by animals. But why would they talk about this shit if they don't want to normalize it to make it happen? And then you see the same thing with the weird pedo shit. They try to normalize that. So, do I think it's going to eventually happen in our society, assuming we're still around, where that shit becomes normal? Probably. Because the art is designed, just like the TV, just like the media, to manipulate you into what they want you to do. And most people are such conformists. When they are told something, even if they don't believe in it, in order to just get by, they will go along with it because it's safer than challenging the greater media, challenging the greater society. Anyhow, this is OTR Ogre and Corgi. This world's really fucked up. Like, link, and subscribe. Feel free to share it. And I can't believe people are making memes about the dog pill. That shit's hilarious. You're like, this is really happening. Later.